Welcome back to Web Essentials, and one thing that's important in a website is a slideshow. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to create the easy slideshow in less than 5 lines of JavaScript code. Now, of course, we start by the HTML file. I don't even have to tell you that. Everybody knows. All the videos will be starting off in an HTML file just to create the structure for our body or for the web page. Now, from there, we're just going to move on to the next section, which is us creating our div. Now the div will have the class of slideshow just to reference it in our styling, and in that div we're going to create an image, okay, an image tag, and from there you can just copy and paste the same image 3 times or how many times you want. And then the next thing from there is just change the images to make sure it's different images, so that you can know that the slide has changed. From there, we're just going to hard code in the width for now and the height, just so we can have a balance of what we're working with. Now, once we're done with that, we can move on to the most, not interesting, but semi-interesting, the styling for those that are into front end. But this is basically front end. Yeah, so let's move on to the styling. Create your styling tag. From there, we're referencing an ID, so just change that div from class to ID and give a position of absolute, which means the pictures will be on top of each other, a top of 4rem just to give it spacing on top, and a width of 100% and the height of 75, a virtual height. I feel this is what God was doing when he was making short man. But shout out to my short kings though. Yeah, you see, I think that's good enough for this video. Let's move on to the hard part now, or not even the hard part, because I'm giving you the simple form, the JavaScript. So we're going to be referencing every element and storing it in a value. Create the tag name. We're going to reference the ID and the image tag. Now the second thing I want to do is create a new variable of current slide. Let that equal to 0. The next thing, new variable of set interval, and set that interval every 2 seconds. It's going to call a function that we're going to create now called next slide. Okay, in our next slide function, the first thing we're going to do is reference the slides that we created. Okay, so the slides.current slide, which is equal to 0.display is equal to none, so it's going to hide our first picture. And then in the next line of code, we're going to say current slide is equal to current slide plus 1, which is going to be 0 plus 1, as long as it's the same amount of length we have for our slides. Then from there, what we're going to do with that new value now that we got, which is 1, is going to say slides.current slide.display is equal to block, which means it's going to show the second picture. And then we move on. So every time it's going to be second picture is going to hide, third picture is going to show, third picture is going to hide, first picture is going to show. So basically that's what this code is doing. You can add on to the code and create the button for next and all of that, and implement the same code all over again. You don't have to change anything.